Driving in, I was looking, I was like, hackberry, sycamore, pecan tree. I'm back on the river.
We're right on top of the rut here in Mississippi. We're going to be hunting one of our friends named Wyatt Adams, who owns a place called Swamp Donkey Property.
That's the most important thing.
I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, good luck. The reason, one of the things that sure is rewarding to do it and then have this week right here to see what we saw today.
Oh, yeah.
Golly, look at all this. Swamp donkey.
Your biologists and our biologists, they say this is the most prolific deer herd they've ever encountered in the South. But I'm gonna tell you what, 41 years of hunting, I never had a hunt better than that. We saw 20 to 25 bucks. You'd see 4 or 5 chase a doe this way and then see 2 or 3 more run into them, and it was just
Fun to watch is what it was.
and, that's not me just talking, because we got the video to back it up. Whether a deer scores 100 or 200, when they're mature like that and it gets your blood going, that's the trophy in my eyes. How many bucks is back there, all in that back corner?
From early December through mid-January, you can find Team Primos spending as much time as possible in and around the Mississippi River Delta. It's no secret that the lower Mississippi Delta has become the place Primos wants to be. And when the invite came for us to spend a few days with friend Wyatt Adams and Les Browning on Swamp Donkey Properties, Brad and Lake jumped at the chance to return to the Delta and get a little Mississippi mud between their toes. And we ain't talking pies and cakes either. Last week, Lake wrapped his first tag around a swamp donkey of an 8-point and witnessed what the rut looks like in a balanced herd. And we also watched the same rut activity unfold for Brad, resulting in Brad calling in an old slick 6.
I have never in 30 years can remember having a morning any better than Troy and I had today.
After recovering his buck, Brad got a text from Lake that, well, we're gonna let you see for yourselves exactly what took place on day 2 here on Swamp Donkey
I haven't
Property.
seen, compared to the past couple of months, we haven't seen as much activity, but you can probably tell by just the gray day and the wind. We got a front coming in, so that may have something to do with it, but we've still seen some deer chasing back in the back, and this dude just kind of popped out, and at first we couldn't really tell what he was. So we got over there, and I grunted at him and snort wheeze. He come over there and got a good look at him. He looked to be at least a 4-year-old 8-point, red pretty deer. But we're management buck hunting and doe hunting. And it's, I don't know what time it is right now. About 8:30.
Is that him coming back out?
Right there, that is right where it went in, ain't it? I don't know, looks kind of like him. Oh no, Jordan, that's a different buck.
Oh yeah.
That may be our deer, Jordan.
Yeah, 7?
He's a 7-point.
Okay.
Unless no, he ain't broke off, he just forks up there.
He looks plenty old enough. I'm good whenever you get a shot.
Yeah, he's facing dead away from me right now. He's making a scrape or something.
He's looking back in that cutover. I can see does or something back there.
Grunt at him, see if I can get him to move. You good?
Yeah, whenever.
I don't know if he's hearing it.
He's looking in that cutover. He heard us at that.
All right, he's walking back to the right. You got him?
Yeah, whenever.
Dude, how quick did that happen? We were already, typical me and Jordan, I think we had started talking about breakfast. We're sitting there, and I look up, there's a buck standing right there walks across the road, gets over there. We're pretty sure it's an 8-point. I grunted at him a few times, snort wheezed, and he walked over here, and he walked right into the corner of that cutover. I think I was looking over here, and Jordan goes, "Did that buck just come back out?" Throw the binoculars up, and I go, "No, it's another buck." And that's what we're looking for. Big, clean, 7-point. He might be a 6-point. I couldn't tell if he had a brow tine missing or not, but Christmas done come early again. What an incredible place. Mr. White's awful nice to let us come here and share this place with us. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all followed along with the truth for the past 6 years and y'all watch the Cottonmouth shows, y'all know how much we love this river bottom country. And this stuff right here, this swamp donkey property, it's another one of those reasons why the river bottom is a special place. You want to go get down and look at it?
Yeah, let's go look.
The all-new Broadhead, the most accurate archery rangefinder on the planet, with unheard of accuracy to plus or minus 0.3 yards, out to 150 yards. With revolutionary full-spectrum ranging technology, it delivers lethal precision regardless of target, lighting, or reflectivity for an unmatched advantage in the field. The all-new Broadhead from Bushnell. Tested, proven, accurate.
Any hunt, any range. Go farther with Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. Match accuracy at extreme range. Bonded construction for deep, straight line penetration. Consistent expansion where other bullets fail. It all comes together in the best hunting rifle round ever made, period. Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. No limits. For more than 125 years, Savage has embodied the American spirit through a legacy of accuracy and unwavering dependability. We've defined an industry and continue to shape its future. Savage is for those who never settle. Authentic, true, and American strong. We are Savage.
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Black Gold and Ripcord. It's mid-December here on the Mississippi River, better known as the Peak of the Rut for all of us whitetail nuts down south. Brad and Lake have had a morning that all deer hunters dream about. And with a buck-to-doe ratio of 2 to 1, these mature swamp donkeys have been on their feet doing what they do. Now, we're not certain of the time frame, but we believe Brad and Lake shot their bucks at almost the same time.
Dude, how quick did that happen?
You seen Paul at it?
We were already, typical me and Jordan, I think we had started talking about breakfast.
And I have never in 30 years can remember having a morning any better than Troy and I had today.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
He is exactly what we thought he was, Jordan.
He got his head hung in them vines. What'd you do? I heard that shot. We had to wait till
I couldn't hear your
late
shot.
in the day, huh?
I didn't hear your shot, but apparently you did shoot.
Look, I ain't kidding you. It's probably one of the best deer hunts. I've deer hunted, I hate to say it, 41 years. Like I had it up in my head earlier. Now, I never had a hunt better than this morning.
Really?
Well, we saw 20 to 25 bucks. I don't know how many.
So the numbers went up.
There were
when you
so
texted me
many
last.
bucks that it would be 3 here, and then you'd see 4 or 5 chase a doe this way, and then those would be chasing. You see 2 or 3 more running to them, and it was just. And we had a bid, and we called this deer up twice.
You called him up?
Yeah, and I was going to shoot him. And he was coming right at us, and he's coming. And I said, as soon as he gets broadside, he's perfect. And all of a sudden, a deer started chasing over here to the right, and it was 3 or 4 bucks. They all took off together. And then the 8-point, I'm pretty sure, because y'all were in that food plot yesterday afternoon, not far from where. How far is that food plot less from where we were in that ladder stand this morning?
I'd say under 500 yards, 23 to 500 yards.
But it was that second 8-point, I think, that came out,
really
had them long main beams.
Yeah.
And look, he come out there and them bucks went, poof.
Yeah.
But this deer came back out, and so he ran him off, and everything got quiet, and the doe ran off, and all of a sudden, I mean, I called a few more times knowing all them bucks were around, and then I just looked to my left, and here he comes out of the thicket, just coming right to us.
Man, that's fun.
You know, and you done struck again.
No, here's what me and Jordan were talking about. Is it was funny, you know, because you're talking about you called that deer in. Both the deer that I was lucky enough to shoot on this trip, the calls became useful, but like so that deer didn't call him in. We'd actually just seen an 8-point come through, and he went in the woods right where this one came out. Jordan said, "Dad, is that same 8-point? He just come right out." I said, "Yeah, I think so." Picked my binoculars, it's him. I said, "No, that's a different deer." And we realized it was one that we needed to shoot, and he got over at once. He's either behind some limbs and stuff I couldn't shoot. He was over there making a scrape, and then he got in the open, but he was face dead away from me. And so I grunted at him 3 or 4 times, and when I grunted, he picked his head up and made a move. When he moved, I got a shot. And poof.
Dang. You know, Les, he manages a property here, Swamp Donkey Properties, and in the state of Mississippi, a lot of people don't know this, but down here, the deer density is so high that you have to continue to just keep the mouse and the number of deer at bay, and y'all have done a terrific job with that. I mean, you don't see rut action like we did unless the ratios are tight.
Oh no, the rut action around here, as you can see, is tough on some of these bucks, but it's exciting for the hunter.
Oh my gosh, and then like this deer here, you know, both of these deer would be called management bucks, and the state of Mississippi does such an incredible job letting properties like this manage their deer herd. They never take this buck as a management buck, and they give you tags for it and property specific, which is.
That's what we were talking. Because obviously that's a management buck, and I mean you need those for what y'all are trying to accomplish here. But at the same time, man, that was just as fun hunting that deer as it was the other one I got to shoot.
Outside of being with, no kidding, outside of being with my daughter, watching her shoot some of her deer growing up, I can't ever remember a more fun hunt than Troy and I had this morning.
That's awesome.
It's just like I never sat down. I mean, but the whole time you're just, because it's mayhem out there. It's crazy. We had a fun morning, but better than that, Chef Rico, he ain't disappointed yet.
I can smell it.
I'm ready to see Chef Rico.
Let's go.
You know what's fun with a bow? It's one of the oldest weapons in the world, and every year we are expected to build a better one. This year's product is to strive to get even more balance than we've ever had before. The sight, the stabilizer, the quiver, we're looking at how that all melds together into a package that feels ergonomically like one unit. And this is where the V3X has really come in strong.
One arrow says it's super straight. Another is extreme straight, whatever that means. So, what's true? Every arrow comes straight out of the box, but only one stays straight. In the truck, through the air, out the rib cage, and into the dirt. Shot after shot. That's gold tip straight. Start tough, stay true.
Some blinds are built for the tough stuff, some not so much. Double bull blinds are field tested to be more reliable, more durable, and more adaptable, with more ways to make you invisible. And the warranty? That's a lifetime thing too, all of which make the Double Bull difference undeniable. Double Bull, be unstoppable.
Chef Rico McLeod showed out once again for the guys with a breakfast fit for a king. And after a great breakfast, we sat down with Wyatt to talk a little about the vision he and his team have for Swamp Donkey Properties.
Well, Wyatt, since I was here, I guess with the water, I didn't come see your camp last year, but the year before, you got a lot more deer heads up here now than you had.
Yeah, we've added a few swamp donkey deer, and we've added a few mule deer.
Yeah, you got some fine.
And picking them up, you know, a few here, a few there.
Yeah, so all these come from here? All these?
Yes, yeah, all these came from swamp donkey, and I've got a couple more at the taxidermist now.
Well, you've certainly done a fine job with it. I know I'm excited to be here. Of course, I know because I just hunt right there next to you a lot, and I just know what kind of country this is, and I'm excited to get to come see the place. Never deer hunted, were you?
I'm excited for you guys to be here. I mean, I see you all the time coming through, and
it's pretty cool what you're doing. Some people might not believe this or understand it, but when you told me, I guess it was probably early October, you said or middle October, you said I've identified at least 200 shooter bucks.
Yep.
Cull bucks, management bucks, and trophy bucks, correct?
That's right.
And if you hadn't been in this part of the world, Mississippi, on this river bottom right here, and seen what's here, the density, you're like, there ain't no way.
Yeah, this sounds crazy.
Look, and he's like the mad deer doctor guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm embarrassed to even tell you. I probably will look at millions of pictures a year, all across this place, and it's 9,800 acres, and so that we're managing and that we have, and we've got anywhere from 60 to 90 cameras out running 6 months out of the year, and I'm constantly checking and watching movement and identifying deer from last year to this year. Cull management bucks and trophy bucks and putting them in classes
well, having 900 acres and doing pay hunts, both bow and gun, like you told me you were going to do, and you're going to have a guide sit with everybody. Because you got people understand, get a deer to 5.5. That's a lot of investment.
That's right.
And you don't want somebody shooting the wrong deer. You want to keep the quality high as it can be for 10 years. Not so many places shoot the top off of it in 1 or 2 years and it's done.
Yep. No, that's exactly right. I mean, so they end up high grading their herd, and it's not that it's a bad thing. They just it just kind of knocks it back a little bit.
Yeah, you want to get the full potential out of it.
You want the full potential, and I feel like on this property here, we're at full potential. I mean, you're going to see 5.5, 6.5-year-old bucks consistently. I mean, I'm looking at them when I go out nearly every day. I see one, so a 5.5 or 6.5 or older deer, and so it's exciting to see that maturity on the property and get it to that point to where we feel like we're peaking at full potential now.
Well, so many places in the Midwest, you get one buck tag a year. Well, when somebody books a hunt here with you, you're on DMAP, so you get to shoot a management buck and a trophy buck.
That's right.
On the same hunt, plus as many does as y'all decide to shoot.
We'll get a quota from the biologist every year on our doe harvest. It might be 100, it might be 400. But as people come in, people can shoot does if they want to and add it into their trophy and management buck. We're extremely lucky to be in the river bottom and have the hill property so close to us. I mean, some of our deer, which y'all see on the property, they're going to travel less than a half mile and they're going to be out of the floodwaters. So they've got a place to go, they've got cover, they got some food, and it'll hold them off and for the floodwaters where they can come back next year.
Well, that's why we're not hunting cottonmouth this year. I mean, cottonmouth's still a good property, still some good deer, but the deer has really been set back. They need about 3 or 4 years to get back to where they are. So we got a new place in the hills, and it's been fun in the hills.
Yep.
But man, thank you for letting us get back in this river, Bobby. It ain't nothing like the river.
It didn't take but a little bit of push. Do you want to go back to the river?
Yeah.
You're looking good, buddy. You're looking good.
I know it. Thank you.
Looking as good as you can.
All of us at Primo's are proud to be a part of the Drake family of brands. They make stuff for whatever we're hunting, whenever we're hunting, hot or cold. I love Drake. Drake, always in season. Primo's Hunting introduces the new and improved soft-sided bow case. Our redesign is the new standard in protection for your bow. New hidden backpack straps, multiple D-ring attachments, 7 accessory pockets, and the new hard case quiver holder. The Primo's soft-sided bow case has it all for bow hunters. Check it out at primos.com. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics and Tight Spot Quivers.
I got to go from bow climbing mode to double bull ground mode with a gun. Taking a minute to get all my stuff organized. So Lake and I have been hunting down here at Togo, And we hunted with Wyatt up at Swamp Donkey right before Christmas, and now we're going back down there, and hopefully them deer will fill that field up, and we'll see that big 8-point at Lake and Jordan saw and get a crack at him this evening. So the last afternoon that we hunted here on the Swamp Donkey property, Troy and I hunted here. Actually, we hunted for about 3 mornings, about 300 to 400 yards straight north of here. And it's had one of the most incredible rut hunts I've ever had anywhere in the country. I think we saw 20 to 25 rack bucks that morning, running up 8 or 10. And it was crazy. Well, so Lake Jordan hunted here and put this double bull blind up. Anyway, they saw 2 beautiful big 8 points. Of course, the management buck didn't show up. So we came back, but it got warm and it kind of humid and rainy. But it's January the 5th. We've already had all the holidays, and Lake and I have been hunting at Togo the last few days, and we've been waiting on a northeast wind to come back and sit on this plight. So here we are, northeast wind, cool, highs in the 50s, and really should see quite a few deer fill up this field this afternoon. So anxious to be back here and see what we see.
Like Brad mentioned, the peak of the rut is behind us, and we're hoping that the old mature bucks are focused on food and refueling for late winter. Now, although the rut has peaked some 10 to 12 days ago, there's always those younger 6-month to year-old does that come into estrus a little later than the more mature does.
Oh, dang, there's a nice buck coming from the left. Coming from the left right there. I just saw him behind them trees. I see him. You see him? He's coming right toward them, right out the corner.
And when your buck-to-doe ratio is 2 to 1, trust me, the competition is intense. The bucks are on their feet and looking.
Is that your big 7 with the kicker or no?
Dang, I think it is. Look. Yeah, that's him.
Need to pop him. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, that's him with the kicker. That's exactly right.
Wish they knew. Yeah.
Matt. Hey, Lake.
What'd you say?
That's a swamp donkey. That's swamp donkey.
That's a swamp donkey.
You know, here's the thing. There's so many big deer here. And that's actually, we had a lot of pictures of him. Troy and I saw him one afternoon north of here where we were hunting. And that's actually, this is actually the field that they had a good many pictures of him on. She's like, what happened? And that's why sent you and Jordan over here to try to shoot that deer as your management buck. But I was like, I'll shoot that for my trophy buck any day, buddy. Let's go look at my deer, Lake. You got it. I'm fired up. He is a stud. Look how big his son is. And I just can't get over that frame. But he is fine. And this would be considered a management buck here, just because he's over 5.5 years old. And I mean, let's look at him. He's got a beautiful right side and a big 7, which once I got a good look at him, I was like, oh yeah, I'll shoot him, buddy. And just a big mature deer, 200 and probably probably 210, 220 now, but he was probably a 240 or 50 pound deer before the rut. Lake, Jordan, Troy, and I came here and did a hunt on Swamp Donkey before Christmas and just had an incredible rut hunt, just seeing deer, calling up deer. It was really, really enjoyable. One of the best rut hunts I've ever experienced in my life, anywhere. Man, oh man, look at that right there. You know it's a special place. You know, anytime you have these high pressure days, you know, the humidity's low, you got that coolness in the air and a bluebird sky, the deer just seem to move, and especially on a food plot. I call this a food plot day, and it works out. But look, what a fine, mature trophy buck we got over here with Swamp Donkey Properties. And my daughter shot a 7-point as well, management buck on Togo, so we're gonna go catch up with Les and tell him the story about this, and then we're gonna head right down the road to Togo and see what Morgan did.